All right, y'all, we back.
You know what it is. Yeah. Keep it going.
All right, so back in this segment, we got me, your girl Glocky, Shati. Oops, sorry. Let me just, I pressed the wrong button. There we go.
No, press it again to stop it. Press it again to stop it.
Okay, you know who it is. We got me, Glocky.
You know they call me Big Glock, little bitch.
All right, and we got your girl Tommy.
Bitch, ice cold, diamond grills, all gold, quick bag, also pussy niggas.
Yo, you know, we got your girl Paris Drip.
Black, trip, Alice, water.
Buttons.
Yep. And also today we got Egypt. She's back on this segment with us. If you've tuned in from our segment with our interview with Egypt Rain. And then also we got Saturn. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Saturn the GOAT.
Saturn the GOAT. And we're here. We're going to start off talking about, so our topic says we're talking about polygamy. And when I think polygamy, like, I guess there's a lot of different words. Saturn's going to get into this, but when I think polygamy, I think about a relationship with multiple people. But I guess there's different terms more than, like, polygamous and, like, polyamorous.
Because
and
poly means multiple. So once you add igamous or amory, it just
changes.
means multiple something. It's just a prefix.
But what are these other words?
So
I'll let our guests do
polyamorous
that.
and
Listen to
polygamy.
Well, I mean, I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I was just going to
want you
say
run it.
polyamorous versus polygamy, from my interpretation, is that polygamy is one union with multiple people a part of that one union. So, like, it'll be normally, most of the time, a man with multiple women, but they all provide to the same union. It's one union. And then polyamory is more like an open relationship where people can date, but date other people as well, but those people are not brought into the same union.
That's interesting because it's kind of like that's an open relationship. Polygamy is more so like you all are in a relationship, but like let's say if I was a bisexual man, it'd be okay for me to express my sexuality right like that way. And polyamory is like if I'm straight, you're straight, we're straight, we'll be a unit. We can still date outside our unit or bring people in our unit, but it's kind of like the androgynous like sexuality of it. It's like polygamy is for gay men who like, or bisexual men who like bisexual women who like, you know, what they like and they all coagulate.
So everybody loves each other.
That's
I feel like you can
polygamy.
be, you don't have to be straight in a polyamory situation.
But that's kind of how it's kind of like they do differentiate it like that because some
Okay.
people, like I'm polydominant, some people do allow women like.
and
their
what
girls
is,
to-
I don't know what
Can I
polydominant
say
means.
something? I was
yeah,
going
run
to
it.
say, from my understanding, polygamy versus polyamory is kind of like what he said, but not necessarily with the union itself because they're both unions. They're both family unions. They're both relationship units. But polygamy is when a man has multiple women or multiple partners, period.
I
So
thought
whether
that's anybody, a man or
Just
a
wait,
woman.
Let me finish. Polygamy. So when it's a man having multiple relationships, like he said, whether it's a bisexual man and he's expressing his sexuality very fluid and he has women and men, where polyamory is multiple sexes in the same relationship. So whether that's a woman with two men, a man with three women.
Well,
And I'm just saying
it's
that from
not-
my understanding and
but
what I've learned.
but okay. So polyamory is just more so like I love you, but I'm gonna like
We might
express
also need to
myself
Google.
and love
it's
other
all I
people.
love us.
No,
It's all I
no.
love
Yes,
us.
it's
Yes,
all
it is.
I love.
Noriko,
Okay.
you can't tell them that it's no when you.
I know somebody personally that's polyamory who is able to date other people, but she feels like she doesn't have to commit to one person. She can have multiple relationships and like experience herself and find out what she likes.
That sounds like an open relationship.
No, that's
an open
Okay,
relationship.
that's
definitely-
polyamory.
No, it's not.
They're not
Okay,
all
so
in
let's look at
relationships
let's Google the
together.
suffixes.
Okay, wait, hold on.
That's what I was about to say. Can we Google this? from,
Wait,
like,
before.
Urban
Okay, so
Dictionary
why
real
don't
quick?
y'all Google that real quick, and then I want Saturn to tell me what polydominant means because I have no
Yes,
clue.
I would love to.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
In between both of those realms, I had to learn that people, they're like, I'm polyamorous or I'm polygamous. And both of those things mean what they mean. But it all means, like, you know, we all venture outside the realm. Usually, yes, women can.
I got
mess with
the
other
definition
dudes,
right
I can
here.
mess with other
I do
women.
too.
Wait.
I'm gonna say
Hold on, no, it's okay, Noriko, stop.
I'm trying
I
to
got
hear
it.
what polydominant is.
So in polydominance, it's like all right, a lot of women interact with a lot of toxic ass niggas. It's just how it happens. There's toxic ass men out there. We all open ourselves up. I mean, even if you cheating on your nigga, you might cheat on your nigga with a toxic
With another
ass
toxic nigga.
Period. So it's just like, if I'm gonna be polyamorous and I expect my women to interact with men, and I already know I don't fuck with men and I know men are toxic, cool, I'm gonna cut the niggas out the situation. And it's like, so as me being the male and the dominant male in the situation, not saying that they aren't their own individuals and they have the, the capacity to make their own decisions. They can be with other women because I respect other women. That's y'all level. Y'all can fuck with that. As far as you want to take that, because I know, y'all gonna take that where you want to take it. I don't respect a man enough to respect you enough for y'all to take that shit anywhere. You feel me? So like, I kind of cut that off. But in polyamory and polygamy,
So you're saying you're only open to relationships with multiple women, but not multiple men.
Not a monogamous.
And that's what is
relationship. And that's what
polydominant.
we need to establish.
So-
monogamous versus
So you can be multiple
polygamous.
things. You could be polygamous and monogamous.
No,
But
that's
he's
exactly what he didn't
polydominant,
say.
meaning like
That's exactly what he did not say. He has multiple partners. Like
we
it's
go.
multiple people.
But he
And they
says
all-
exactly
they all
what
are
he
together.
did
and
not
they
say.
all
They're
have
all together.
multiple
So
partners.
the definition,
There are no monogamous
still a unit.
relationships in there.
the definition of polyamorous, characterized by or involved in the practice of engaging in multiple romantic relationships with the consent of all people involved. So they're all in a relationship together, like he said.
He didn't say that they're.
Yes, he did. That was the first thing he said. That was the first thing he said.
Why don't we? Well,
says with
Saturn has
consent.
actually experienced this, so I feel like he knows. Like,
Let Vari finish so we can understand. We can't keep cutting
The meaning,
him off.
okay, so
the definition,
consent with all parties involved, meaning that they're all in a relationship. That
Everybody
means that
knows
everybody
we're in a
knows that we're all
polyamorous.
together. So that is what polyamorous means.
That's not.
It's sitting right
said
here
it
in my
already.
face. Like, this is the definition.
Let me talk really quick about that definition.
Okay.
So it says polyamory is the practice of or desire for intimate relationships with more than one partner with the informed consent of all partners involved. That does not
Right.
mean that they are all a partner. That doesn't mean that they're all together. Consent meaning I have your permission to date and have intimate relationships
Well, they
with
all
other
have the
people.
permission.
It's not saying that they all have to be in one union.
Well, they are in the union because they all have
Yes,
permission.
that's
So
what
whenever
There you
you
go.
guys are not
but-
understanding what I'm saying.
Can I explain it to you?
I didn't
Can I explain it to you like this?
So can they bring people in though?
Meaning that they can have intimate relationships with other people without them all living in one house.
He's trying to explain it to you. Let him talk.
I
Let
have
him
one
talk.
thing. Yeah. So basically, it's like if me and you were in a relationship, in a polyamorous relationship, and we all consented to it, and she felt bad and she needed consolement, and she chose to have sex with either one of us, that's okay. So we are polyamorous. So the consent is already made
We're
in the
all
very beginning.
in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay,
So there's
we
no
all
indiscrepancy
fucking
there.
This is also
Whenever we
polyamorous.
want.
Okay, that could be polyamorous, but what's also polyamorous, you can be polyamorous and be dating somebody who wants you to be monogamous. But as long as you have the consent,
You're arguing
That's not-
definitions
okay.
at this point. No, Noriko, listen. You're arguing definitions. That's why we have polyamorous.
but I
versus
know people who are in
Listen.
polyamorous situations.
And it may not be polyamorous. Maybe that's what they think it is. But when you look at the definition and look at the root and the foundation of their relationship, it's not polyamorous.
Because-
it's an open relationship, or that nigga's probably cheating on her, or she's cheating on him. And let's call a spade a spade. That's not polyamory. Is she consented to him fucking other women, or is he consenting to her fucking other men? That's what you saying?
like, it's the same thing, yeah.
No, it's not.
That's why there are definitions for these things, and that's what we're trying to say.
So, okay, so what's the difference between that?
Let
So-
Vari finish.
So-
That's what he was telling us.
So polygamy is when a man marries multiple women at the same time. Plural marriage.
So you're polygamous?
Like in Africa, where they have multiple wives. One man has 3 or 4
polydominant in a sense.
wives.
keep going, Vari.
Okay. So from my understanding is the difference
Can you
in
do
poly
the
and poly, huh?
Can you do the definition of an open relationship before you go into that? Yep. Just so we have a westernized American version of what this is.
An open relationship is a relationship where the parties are free to take new partners. If their relationship is either open nor polyamorous, you're probably monogamous. Polyamory means having multiple romantic relationships at the same time with the knowledge and consent of everyone involved.
Polyamory mentions knowledge and consent.
Yes, it
open
does.
relationships do not.
Yes, yeah,
Let's just
correct,
clarify
correct.
Isn't consent meaning something is okay with somebody, though?
Yes, like I consider.
So you can say I'm okay with my dude dating other women. That's consent.
That's an open relationship, though.
polyamory.
No, it's not. It's an open
consent.
relationship is when
No,
a relationship
polyamorous is
where
if
the
you're
parties
dating
are
your
free.
dude's partners.
The open relationship is where the parties are
So if
free
they have
to
a
take
threesome,
new.
then it's polyamory.
No.
Which is why he said if it's
Kind
not
of.
polyamorous
But
or
it sounds
whatever
like
else,
non-emotion,
it's
so
probably
it's even less
monogamous.
of a
Because what you're talking about is monogamy.
Okay, it's monogamy, but it's not because you're able to still date
I have
other
a question.
people.
Are you trying to like hear what they're saying?
I am listening, but they're trying to say that what I'm not saying is true.
Because it's not.
Because you're arguing definitions.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
You're
No,
not-
continue. Go ahead. Continue.
I just want to say you're not arguing a point that is people are like negating. Like you're just kind of getting the words
You're
wrong
using
for the
personal
definition.
I'm not getting
experiences
them
to
wrong.
You're using personal experience to validate what you think polyamory is, and we're telling you,
So you-
maybe that's
So
not
my
their
question-
relationship
So
dynamic.
polyamory is basically what you guys call polygamy before there's actual marriage
We
involved.
just said polygamy is a man with multiple women or with multiple partners. Polyamory is a group of individuals who have sexual or relational encounters together.
Yes.
Those are two
Yep.
different things.
Yep.
So
I mean, these are the definitions,
what
though.
are swingers?
I feel like what she's explaining is
That could
definitely
be
a
open
What are
situation-
swingers?
It's similar
I
to
feel
the
like swingers
situation-
is
That's a whole nother ballgame.
It's like how she's saying that girl is experiencing other things she wants to experience. It's like, yes, her dude is like, you can go out and do what you want to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. That is an open relationship because they
Yeah.
consent to each
I
other.
feel like
but
we
they
need
do
one
things
word for
separately.
all of this
I
shit.
I feel like an open
So-
relationship is like
And then
saying like
swingers-
I don't want to be
swingers are
too
like-
serious.
Yeah.
That's
to
what
me
I
that's
feel like
talk.
y'all
That's
arguing.
talking. That's
Y'all
talking. I don't want to be too
arguing
serious.
personal-
I'm not
This is why
trying
we're
to
saying
say
y'all
feel like
like
that's
you're not my
talking.
Wait,
girl.
one at a time.
You know? That's how
I feel like
feel.
that's talking. I don't want to be too serious. You're not my girl. I mean, I guess talking and open relationships can be synonymous.
I'm talking about
Yeah,
actual
but I
relationships.
Y'all
consider
notice
that
y'all keep saying
because
I feel
some people-
like because it's what you feel. You're basing personal relationships
go.
and relating.
Oh
them to
yeah, we
Where
are
the air horns
definitely
at? 'Cause
saying
Tommy
we
been
feel
preaching.
like-
Wait. So
But
while
that's
we're
our understanding.
We're getting
So
back to
while
what
we're
we feel.
talking about what we feel, let's get into that because everyone has their personal opinions and everyone's open to them. I would like to know, us on this couch who would like to speak on their opinions, what do you feel about poly? I'm not going to put a is or a e at the end of it. What do you feel about poly relationships? How do you feel? Do you think of it in a positive light? Do you think of it in a negative light? Would
I
you
think
be
of
open
them
to it?
in
I'm
a
not
positive
open to
light.
Wait, let's start. Who wants to start?
One at a time.
Can I start?
Yeah,
Yes.
start,
I think of
Tommy.
them in a positive light, and I think they do serve a purpose for each individual culture. And I think that's what's important to take in when you start speaking about different relationship dynamics, whether it's polygamous, polyamory, bisexual, whatever it is. You need to take into fact your culture. We grew up in America. It's not a lot of people who seen their dad have multiple wives or their mom and dad have sexual relations with each other and other multiple people. That's not our culture. We grew up with monogamy. That's why we strive for monogamy. So when men come up today and are like, oh, I want a polygamous relationship or I want a poly this, I think it's important to understand the cultural and contextual roots that those come from. Because a lot of people want an open relationship and you want to cheat on your woman and you want to disguise it as polygamy or polyamorous or whatever you want to call it because you want to make it fit your definition. That's all I'm saying.
Shati?
We're on me next.
Yes, we're going down the line.
I'm not. I don't have like a set opinion on it, but like sometimes in certain situations, like I'm open to it. But so okay, so for what in my head when I think of poly, I feel like that's what people go to when I feel like they need something more, like. And so I don't know if like I've never met somebody who just wanted that out the gate. So I guess I'm not
It's
too
not our
sure.
culture.
Exactly what Artia said. So I don't know much about it. So I guess I'm not really too sure how to feel about it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that I would be open to it, but I feel like when I became open to it, it would be like when I felt like if I felt like I wanted like more, like because to me, poly seems like having it all. Like I feel like people go through steps in relationships.
what I
Like they
said.
start with 2, and when they feel like they need more, they get more, and I think that's perfectly okay. But that's why I say like people. I personally feel like people go that when they feel like it's not enough or they need more.
I feel like I'm enough.
I was gonna
Like,
say
I
from
don't
a
know,
familial
like,
standpoint.
because sometimes it's like, why not have more if you can have
That's
more?
why I said from a familial standpoint, I understand the purpose that it serves. Imagine having 2 or 3 fucking moms. The mom that's not on her cycle this month. The mom that cooked the chicken the best. I wouldn't mind having 4 damn moms. Or maybe 4 daddies too.
I was gonna say multiple dads.
You know, but you have to put it in a context and you have to think about our culture, you know? That's why I'm saying, like, it serves its purpose, but are y'all really using it for its purpose, or are you using it to serve your own selfish needs, your own selfish?
And then my other question is when I say people like might need it when they want more, like, why is more looked down upon? Like, sometimes I don't know how to think of more. Like, yeah, they want more, or I want more. Like, why is that a negative thing, wanting more than just like man and woman, husband, wife? Like, sometimes it's looked down upon when people want or need more in their relationship. And then I get this conflicted feeling like, dang, should people be okay with man and woman? Like, or like, should they want more? Like, it's so societal, and like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes that like conflicts me as well. So I really don't know.
I get that. I don't have no answer.
That makes sense.
Well, are we going down the line? Yeah. So I just feel like it's something I personally wouldn't be a part of, but I'm not saying I'm not gonna judge people for being a part of that dynamic. I'm just not a part of that dynamic. What other people are doing does not affect me. You can be polygamous, polyamorous. What makes me feel that way is because, like Artia said, back to culture. I wasn't raised that way, so I don't understand. Well, I guess I understand it, but it's just not something that I'm comfortable with. I honestly like to choose who's in my space, and I don't need nobody else choosing that for me. So.
But y'all choose together though. That's what the whole consent thing is.
If I say I wouldn't mind having a sister,
they can come, have fun, go about their day.
So what do y'all think about this? If you had to choose,
she can cook too before she go.
Wait,
if you had to choose between like, okay.
Wait, Shati, we didn't finish going down the line. Let's hear what Egypt got to say.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Honestly, so I'm jealous as fuck.
Me too.
No, for real. I'm way too jealous. I'm way too possessive. That's like my biggest downfall when it comes to relationships. Like, I cannot have no other female making just because I be trying to control shit. So
yep.
I can't have no other female being like, I think we should do it this way. I'll be like,
who the fuck asked you what you think? First of all, wait. Second of all, is that chicken done?
I set the rules
because I smell something burning.
And another thing is I have experienced polygamy in some sense where it's the man is trying to have multiple women, and I came in where he already had a woman, you know. So it was like, and this was a short period of life. A short period of life.
Like, we want to hear it.
But it was like he already had a girl, but I'm like, at first I didn't know it, so I'm just like, we are vibing so well, you know. Like, he really loves me type shit, you know. Like, I could I'm like, he loved me, and then when I met his girl, like, I could tell like they weren't. Our dynamic, me and his, and her, it was just way better. So I'm like, this bitch is gone. Like, let me just focus on him. I never even really talked to her. I never even really spoke to her.
So in the beginning, though, when you went into that, were you even open to the poly, or you?
Hell no, I was just trying to change him.
Get her out the door.
Yeah, I just wanted to change
her out the door.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of women.
Hey, I'm just being honest. That might be grimy as fuck, but
it's the honest. That's the truth.
I felt like we were just better together, and I was going to change his mind. I felt I had the power as a woman to change his mind.
That's the issue.
Can we hold on?
I was just gonna ask you a question as a man.
Yeah.
When you're dating women, like, if you're trying to get this poly relationship going, like, how do you like deal with women who kind of like want to get the other girl out? If you want a poly relationship,
I think it's really important because it is. I'm gonna just take my turn right now.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for our culture and our generation to realize that even through like life, like it's so funny. I'd be like, it's not how we were raised. It's like none of y'all supposed to be on this little rock in this small fucking ocean in the first place. Second of all, first of all, yeah, it's a scam. It's like y'all can let that shit manipulate the way y'all view things, but it's like when it comes down to relationships and the way we involve ourselves with people and we interact with people, it's like we here to love each other and be compassionate to each other.
Yeah.
It don't matter how many people you can love and be compassionate to. If somebody love you, you're not gonna love them back just because you already love somebody. And at the same time, what makes their love lesser / more, etc. And why shouldn't they be like? How is your love so limited? You can't love so many people, like so to speak. And it's like, why do we feel like we can only love one person at a time?
I feel like there's different types of love, though.
Which is super important too, though. It's like I did this thing when I was a young guy. I was like, how many people do I know in their adult ages who are like in their 30s? When I was like 16, 17, I was like, how many 30-year-olds really with people till they 60? How many people are gonna die with the love of their life? Real nigga shit. Like, and how many of our parents,
That's a little
how many
depressing, Saturn.
situations?
God.
It's some real shit though, but that's the
You gotta-
real world.
but just
It
as-
is.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him
But
finish.
hold on, yeah. But it's like how many relationships have we watched fail in our whole entire lives because people just want to experience
Too
what they want
many.
to
But that's what
experience.
But I've
you
seen
wanna
a lot
think
of them
about. I don't
succeed.
wanna-
I've seen a lot of
But
relationships.
but I mean, like, and we've seen a lot of
You
relationships
can't take a
succeed.
negative
Wait.
thing.
There we
But-
go.
But,
Just
Hey,
like-
man, let him
and-
finish. He
and
let you
I
finish.
guess it's really important to think too. It's like we're coming into a generation to where we have the accessibility to social media. We
Right.
know ourselves more as people. We're allowing ourselves to be more emotionally vulnerable. And it's like when I interact with women and they interact with me, and I let them know that, like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you up front. Like, yeah, we're all gonna sit in the room. We're gonna talk about how we feel. We're gonna get this shit off because we're people. And it's like if you hurt, she there for you. I'm here for you. And like, there's a lot of people who really not gonna be there for you. And it takes an individual. And a lot of people aren't that individual. And I commend them for being responsible enough to not put themselves in that
So-
situation. Because it's not healthy. Because a lot of people do get manipulated by fake.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
and
sorry.
if you got
No,
one
no, no.
person,
I'm
you'll
listening to
put
where you're saying. That's where my
Fendi.
questions are
Fendi,
coming
though.
from.
Even if you
Yeah.
got
So I
10
guess what my
bitches.
questions are you saying that like it's not I don't want to say incapable or not often that one person can do that for because the way I hear what you're saying is like you need multiple people to fulfill these things within you.
It's kind
Do
of like
you not
Not
think that one
necessarily that you
person
need
can
it. Why
Well, yeah,
is
not
that
need. Yeah, you're
our goal?
We should
Why
want
do we
to have
always-
multiple
Why
people?
is our goal monogamous?
It's funny
Why
how
do we
it's-
only want to love one
y'all
person?
always saying something earlier about like, oh, cook the chicken or somebody do something the best. It's like that's
Mm-hmm.
right. It's like we are not perfect. We are not good at
Yeah.
all the same things. We all first of all,
That's why you learn.
Vari do podcasts. We don't do podcasts.
why
We
you
here because
practice.
Vari do podcasts,
Right.
right? Simple shit. We all
I
offer each
seen
other all
something-
kinds of things. You know what I mean? And then that comes down to
on.
like how big can you love? How much love can you accept? I can accept a lot of love. I can give a lot of love.
get that.
Therefore, I really will. You know what I mean?
I would
And
love
that's-
a lot of love.
Yeah, that's a lot of things that people are afraid to do because they're scared to get let down and be like, oh, my lot of love is not
It's
enough,
always that
and that's not
fear.
that point, right? But it's like there's so many millions and millions of people in the world. Like, yeah, for me, I could tell people at least one person, or I could be like at least 20 people gonna fuck with you, like. You're like you lit, right? You the shit, right? And it's okay. And if you really giving love, shouldn't nobody leave you, right? Like,
So when it comes to
Right.
being fair, like because to me polyamorous, polygamy, they're two different things. So when it comes to being fair, what do y'all personally think is fair when you think of poly? Because to me, polygamous is not fair. Like if you have multiple women, why can't I have multiple men?
It's about
Well, polygamy
consent
is
and
that.
knowledge.
But I
polygamy
thought
is
polygamy was
fair.
one man with multiple
No,
wives.
No, that's not. That's not what it was. That's not what I said. That's not what I
I
said.
know. Don't get offended.
No,
we
no,
just
I'm
are
just saying because-
misunderstood.
Right, but
One man, multiple partners. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
But to
one.
me, one man, multiple partners is not fair. Why is there
But
one
listen,
man?
It
and
could
I'm
be a
like,
wo- it could be
man.
men
Listen,
too.
Some women have that dynamic where they are fine being sister wives. They're fine
Yeah.
sharing a man.
And they
He
love their
has
wife.
enough
They love
love
their
to
sisters.
give all of us.
Yeah.
You know.
And that bitch has enough love to give me too. I got enough sisters. I don't need no motherfucking sister wife. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
maybe a bitch who didn't grow up with no sisters, like, she need a man and a woman. And maybe she
Yeah.
gets that from their relationship. I don't need to be with other men necessarily, but like Taz's Angels, them bitches was happy to have sisters, to have bad bitches to hang around. We get to see bad bitches on a daily. Like, other women don't get to see that, you know?
Yeah.
It's
So
also
I seen I seen a post recently and it said something like we need to as a generation and just over time just realize that nobody belongs to anybody.
Facts.
Like
Possession.
Yeah,
like
that possessive
that
Why
nature is
person
not?
not a good thing.
that person
Because
that
we're
you're
people are
with
not objects.
right.
We're creatures of God at the end of the day. I don't
Let her finish.
Oh,
Yeah,
go
that
ahead.
person that you're with, like, it's okay. That person that you're with, like, you do not own them. This is, you're living your life and they're living their life. So if they find after 5 years that they don't want to be with you no more, then you should be mature enough to be like, I'm happy that we had our time together. I learned a lot, but now we could let this go. Or it could be like, I want to be with multiple people and it should be okay. I do understand that part, but I do not make any decisions on my relationships based off of what I was raised on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I am completely driven by emotion.
Yeah.
Like, it's emotion for me.
I just want to say something really important too. I was always polyamorous. Like to begin with, like the emotions that I felt, like when I was like 14, like I already knew. I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, I'm too vast. Also, I don't trust people enough to love me correctly, and I already know I gotta grow. Like by the time I'm like 20 something,
Oh, wow.
I'll have figured it out, right? And like I'm
I get
20
that,
something,
though.
and I've realized that I done watched a lot of motherfuckers shake and bake through each other and be unhappy with each other and not be honest with each other, and it's like,
I have a question.
yeah.
So I feel like for some reason, and this happens with a lot of dynamics that we argue about, why do people let negative perceptions of things be an excuse for the things that they do? For example, because there's a lot of positive
Unhealed trauma.
relationships that are successful, that are power couples. Like Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're not polygamous.
Unhealed trauma. And you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Noriko,
You don't know
what
anything
they
about their
have going on.
relationship.
They
You know
have
nothing
wives.
about
I
it.
know
You
what
don't
they
know
have
it.
going on in their relationship.
I
So
just
you
wanna
can't
say-
say that.
But I'm
I
just
wanna
saying
say-
that there are positive relationships. There are positive things. You can't just say, oh, well, how many relationships
Unhealed
that you've seen
trauma.
failed?
That's why
she
people
has
let
a
stuff
point.
from past relationships trickle on into new ones.
Yeah, so
because
that's
you
not-
didn't do the
yeah.
healing that was necessary. That's why it's
Yeah.
not beneficial.
Let me say
to
something
hop
before
from
Saturn.
relationship
Go ahead,
to
Barbara.
relationship.
So, in the same way that for a long time we were like, "Oh man, I want that Will and Jada love."
Oh yeah.
Come on now, that's a
Right.
perfect example. Everybody
We
want that
love
Will and
her.
Jada, but no, listen, you don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Right.
She fucking August Alsina and all this other shit, making Will look crazy as hell. But y'all champion these relationships, but you don't know what's happening on the other side. You don't know what
Relationships
Jay
are
and
so
Beyonce
fucking
were going through when Lemonade was made.
What Jay and Beyonce went through is really important because I want to say something about men and the way we look at these men. It's like Jay-Z is an infant. It's like my boy is one of the artists.
Cutting in and out.
Or
Hold on.
my boy is one of the leading artists who talk about, you know, how he could be straightforward with a woman, or why especially all these men that people idolize say they could do all this shit for a woman, and it's like my boy couldn't even be honest with Beyonce. He wasn't honest.
Right.
He was not straightforward. He did not have an open conversation. He was not a
Because he
man.
scared her, the fuck?
But that's not the point. That's not the
He
point.
was scared of losing her.
Well, that's not the point either. It's just
That
that,
is the
as a
point.
No, just
Let him
no.
finish. God
it's
damn.
him as a man in his inside, one being, you know, afraid of the consequences, being nervous about who he is. He made all this music about him being this great man, and it's like a lot of these men are afraid to admit to themselves that. But first of all, Jay-Z wasn't even trying to be polite. He just wanted Becky for the night. You know what I mean? It's a lesser of a conversation. That's not even. I know women.
Right.
No, he was having an
She
affair.
needs a totally
He didn't just
different
want-
thing.
He didn't just
Well-
want Becky for the night. He was having a full blown affair.
But that
Affairs
was
are
for his.
different.
That was for his emotions, though. Again,
His
But
own
you
having
said
an
you said
affair.
Becky for the night. That's different than
That's
emotionally
how-
cheating.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
but
Like
he
him
didn't
being
want-
an infant.
He's
He
just
didn't
referring to
wanna
what
build.
Beyonce said. That's
You know
all he's
what I mean?
doing.
He
I was
still,
right
he didn't
there.
You know,
commit
he
to
must
her
not
either.
have wanted to
Yeah, he
build
did.
with her.
He
He
just-
just
He didn't want to
It was
build with
Being
her.
exciting.
Jay-Z.
Yeah, he didn't
It
want to
was-
build with her. You're right.
It was an exciting getaway for him type shit, you
I
know?
was gonna
So-
also say that brings up a point of why most men lie when they cheat, which
Right.
is the
Hove
open
can't even be
relationship
honest.
topic.
Right.
Because they scared of the consequences. It's not
So my
because they
question for
value
people:
Wait,
how would you bring that up? How would anybody? Because
It's a new
I
I don't want to
generation.
say I
Bring what
understand
up?
why they lie, but like, how do you like
you can't
say
be
to a
with no
person
nigga
where you're
that's
not?
a liar.
No. How do you say to a person when you're not sure, like, if they're into that? Like, how do you say, "Yo, I want to be in an open relationship"? Why
That's
do you think it's
communication.
not?
Honest. If we
That's
can
communication.
sit down and lay with each other and be that
From the
vulnerable,
beginning.
you can see me
From the very
naked,
beginning.
We
you
don't
can
press
see
our
me
telling me
partners.
from the
so
very
we
We don't
can
press
have
our
sex with
partners,
each other
bro. We
300
not-
different ways, but I can't tell you what I want
We
out
don't
of
get
a
So
to
my
know the
question is
people
from
we're
the
with
very
at all,
beginning:
bro.
do
I'm
you see
telling
yourself being like, "Yo, I want us to date multiple people"?
That's how
No,
I
a
feel
lot of
like
people
I'm.
don't. A
I
lot of
feel like
people
how,
You
that's
see
how I'm gonna be with my
yourself
next
saying
relationship.
Listen,
my
I
next
know what I'm saying.
A
my
lot of
next
people get to
relationship,
that
I'm
point
telling them
because
exactly
they
what I
feel
want.
like throughout their whole life, it's kind of like how I knew from the beginning. When I get older enough, I know that people in their own stuff, like niggas gonna be cheating on their bitches. Bitches be trying to cheat on their niggas with me all the time, and it's like, why you even do that? And it's like, well,
Right.
I had the consciousness, I had the self security to learn this shit as a human being. So it's like human beings just don't know better. Period. And that's the fact.
That's
it's like
a fake out.
people.
They can
Nah, it's not a
try
fake
to know
out.
better.
No, but they
know
do know
better.
better. But
They
they don't.
play
like
like
it's
they
fake.
humans
they
like
don't.
to play stupid
You know what's
because
right and
it's
wrong.
easier.
You know what's
heard
right and
the
wrong.
statement
Right.
ignorance
Look
is
at-
bliss.
Human
They
beings
know right
say,
and
So it's
wrong.
I'm not
better to play
perfect.
stupid
Yeah.
like, oh
So
my
nigga, you
gosh,
can't play
I
the
don't know
piano.
what was going on. I didn't know it
they
was.
don't know no better. They
Hold on,
just
AJ.
don't. They just don't got the discipline. You
No
know,
capacity.
like
No, the discipline, she said.
it's the discipline. Like you either are disciplined in what you want, or because I could wanna. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go, but I could want to lose weight and be bad as fuck and be on point all day, but I'm gonna fall off my diet. I'm gonna fall off. You could want a happy relationship, monogamous relationship, but you might fall off, and because you're not disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question. You were just saying in your next relationship, like you gonna let them know from the beginning. Like, my question is, how do you let people know? Like, I want to hear examples of, like, because I feel like it's easier said than done. How many
Be
people?
honest.
How many people are out here actually starting relationships and being like, "Yo, I expect this, and that, and I want to
Maybe
date
you can
multiple
tell
I feel like
people."
that's
Like,
talking.
I want to know
Yeah.
what you
Let him
plan,
talk.
what you plan to say, or what you have said, or
Well,
what.
I mean, like, because here's the thing, too. Like, I'm polyamorous. I've been in a lot of polyamorous or polydominant relationships, and it's like, it's just heart to hearts right off rip. Like, we
Being
get down
real.
and we get vulnerable.
Do
We
you
get
not?
down and get
So you,
vulnerable.
I feel like
before
in
you
a-
even
I
get
feel like
into
in
their
the talking
do you
stage-
already know if they're into that before you even get
Well, it's a
into that down and
It's
vulnerable?
a conversation. Yeah, we had a conversation. Like,
So
okay,
you don't even
we
get to that stage unless you already know they're
Yeah,
into
we
that.
all
People
sit
vibe.
down. We all
Okay,
sit down.
so
we sit down together.
Go ahead, Vari.
I got a question for y'all. My thing is with all of this, I understand there ain't shit niggas out there, but for the ones that are like Saturn, saying that, yo, we're sitting down, we're
We
having these
respect
conversations. Right. He's saying he's sitting down having these conversations. I'm trying to figure out where the confusion is, because if he's saying that all it takes is us to have a conversation and to
But
be
people
open
don't
and
do that in
communication.
real
Let me
life.
answer your
That's
question,
No,
Vari.
that's what
Maybe
he's
the
saying
answer
that
is, you know, don't
maybe
do that.
there we
He's
go, because
speaking from his perspective.
from his perspective
Maybe
and
the
his
bisexual men, you know, don't come out the closet and tell you.
No, but Vari.
Kind of a bisexual
No,
man,
I'm not.
okay?
Oh, I'm not. I'm
Oh,
very
I'm sorry.
straight.
he
No,
said he's polydom. He said he's polydom.
But regardless,
It's okay.
you told us your
There's-
sexuality
there-
out front.
Yeah, the demographic of usually men, and that's crazy too, because it's like there's a lot of men who are like using women. I knew a dude named Jimmy. Care if you see this nigga. And it's like, bro really had two
Name
beautiful
dropped.
women that he could have been with, but he was uncomfortable with his sexuality. He was low key a bisexual man, but like bro was so open. He had so much energy, and he was so androgynous that women flocked to
You
him.
said low key. I hope you ain't put him on blast.
He was smashing
nigga's name is
homie,
Jimmy.
and we all caught that man smashing homie. But it's like women,
said low-key bisexual.
men will try to trick women just to hide their
And
sexuality.
women are so
Yeah.
Also, going back to what you were saying earlier, and it's funny because I wanted to touch on this. You
Well-
said that polygamy was something for like pimps to like you could say
Okay.
say what you
No,
said.
no,
I'm
I want
gonna
to touch on this.
answer.
real
I'm
quick.
gonna say it real quick. But I just wanted to agree with Vari with what he was saying. I feel like also the difference too is that a lot of times people that know what they want to do, like how you're polydominant, you approach women like that. A lot of times we're talking about arguing from like a man who approaches a woman from a monogamous standpoint, and then they're like introducing the thought of polygamy in a.
Well, you can't trust him and believe him. He's lying.
you
Now
go.
it's
That's
like
weird.
now
That's
it's
why
like,
you should be
or you're like,
honest.
oh, you want to ask about an open relationship in the relationship, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Well, certain things
he's
can come up
approaching them.
in a relationship to, just like old girl was saying
That's the
before, to
difference.
spice things up, to make things
That's
a little
called a
bit different.
threesome.
No, I understand, but
Okay.
no, because threesomes can turn into something else. Feelings can become involved. At the end of the day, that's what all of these relationships involve, are feelings.
But sometimes
Because
they aren't.
Yeah, but okay, so look.
So why you have a
said
threesome if it wasn't no feeling?
No, I'm saying there's feelings, but I'm saying sometimes it's just just sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Happens.
there's a feeling.
Look,
and then it develops
you can't-
into a relationship. And
There-
then it
Not all the
develops into-
time.
Not all the time. That's why he says sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's
Sexual,
sometimes,
but
yeah.
there are sexual relations and sexual feelings that get, jumbled up sometimes, and maybe it gets misconstrued as polyamory or polygamous or an open relationship.
but they don't really
or
understand
I
what
just
it
feel like that's
is.
something that needs
what
to be
the
upfront.
dynamics is.
I mean, it's still hard for men to be honest with themselves, so you're not gonna get there anytime soon.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Well,
Yeah.
and then also to answer your question about the pimps and hoes, I was just saying that I felt like polygamy. Well, I guess if you take marriage out of it, because I didn't know that the term was only used for marriage when I first made this comment. But just in that polyamory dynamic, I was just saying I feel like it's a fancy way to call, like in the streets it's called pimps and hoes. And, in society, you guys say, oh, polygamy or polyamorous, but it's like the same concept. It's just sometimes sex trafficking, a lot of times sex trafficking is involved. So I'm not going to just say polygamy is like like sex trafficking. I'm not saying it's like that, but it's just monetary gain from multiple people in one union.
That's
Why did they-
or one man.
Where did you get monetary from?
Because you're providing. Okay, let me explain myself really quick.
Where did you get?
Because it's just like multiple. You have multiple dynamics, even if it's not
Multiple
monetary.
women. Say multiple
women bringing into one household for
Shati.
one man,
Oh, she got her.
Let me say this.
whether it's
Really,
cooking,
nigga?
cleaning, or anything.
Pimping and hoeing is a whole different type of hustle and relationship than polyamory. What
Really,
we
nigga?
are explaining to you are relationship dynamics. Consenting adults. Somebody that's sex trafficked and being forced into prostitution.
I said some sex traffic, but not all of them
Listen,
do.
okay, just listen. Somebody that's being sex trafficked, it doesn't matter. Okay, you chose to be a hoe. Congratulations. Regardless, pimping and hoeing is not the same dynamic as polyamorous
polygamy?
relationships. Listen, a nigga having multiple hoes to pay his bills because that's how he lives is not the same thing as polygamy, which is why we explained the definition of it. Pimping and hoeing is I'm a man, I put you on other niggas, you bring the money back to me. Is that not what hoeing is? You go make the money and bring it back?
Yes, but there's also hoes that do other shit for that. same
That's
man.
hoeing.
that's
That's
their
not
skill.
a relationship. That's a job. That's a profession. At the end of the day, that's sex work.
Some pimps are in relationships with
Noriko,
men.
that's sex work. You
I want to
can
know what do y'all
glorify
think
it,
the
it's
difference
sex
is
work.
between women who like. Okay, because to me, I have with polyamory and then like just life. Like I feel like at some point it has to intermix. So what do y'all think the difference is between women who like whose men cheat and like they know their men cheating, they don't like it, but they know they do it, and then women who are open to their man cheating and also cheating like at the same time. Like I guess I have a
open
hard time
relationship
wondering
versus
why
a
it
weak
can't
bitch.
be like. Why it can't all
If
just
your
be
man
one?
is
So I can see it only from.
And
I
what's
can see
the
it from
bad
her
thing about it
standpoint only
being
for a
one? What's the
second.
bad thing about it being just
Because
one?
a man could be like you, you're poly dominant. So a man could be like,
No.
I don't want you dealing with other men because
You're right.
I put too much into this relationship, or I feel like I'm benefiting you too much to where you could end up benefiting this other man. Like,
And then what if a
And I'm
woman
not
don't
okay with
even
that.
want to deal with another man? Also,
Yeah.
like on
She
top
can
of
deal
that.
with
but
other
a lot
women.
of a lot of women,
Oh, yes,
they
true.
go into a polyamorous relationship, just being okay with it just because they want to be with that man. They're
that's
gonna be
okay.
okay with
And
it.
you don't think they should do that if they're not really okay with it? Is that
I feel
what-
like it's really up to what they can handle, but at the end of the day, but I just feel like sometimes it's like kind of forced. You know
It
what I'm
is
saying?
forced. Women be coerced into these relationships,
Yeah.
and you can say it.
Like,
Just
they
like
came
Noriko
into
brought
the
up pimping and hoeing.
Yeah.
That's coercion.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Whether you want to admit it or not. She didn't
Exactly.
choose to be in that relationship. She
Right.
got tricked into it.
Right. So that's why I
not
said I can see
polyamory.
her point when it comes to the pimping and hoeing. I'm not saying that they're the same thing, but I can see how a woman could be manipulated from the love
Into those dynamics.
into those dynamics that she wouldn't normally
So
be
I have a
in.
question with that. Do you think it will be easier to one like just leave a nigga alone? Like if he can't do what you asking him to do, like just be with you if that's what you want. Do you think it's easier to leave a nigga alone or easier to make yourself okay with being in a
No, that's
poly-
what I
depends
did.
on the
being in
type
a
of
poly
woman you are.
relationship?
From my point,
Because
my
I think some people
experience.
they choose to be poly rather than like choose to leave a nigga alone. Some people be like, you know what, I can't do poly. Like I'm gonna just leave him alone. What do
Yeah.
y'all think is easier?
That's what I did.
As women,
As a, like
what
in
which
that
one?
relationship,
What's what you did?
that one where I said, like that short period of time where I was trying to change that man because I loved, like I really was into him so much. But after a while, it was like, okay, he ain't budging. I gotta dip. Like I can't do this, you know.
I
And
feel
that's
like
how it
at
was.
one point though, women end up wanting more too. Just like men want more, women are gonna want more. I want more attention. I want more time. And the fact that you have to share that,
Yeah.
like niggas can't even play with both, like more than one kid at a time. Or like if they got multiple baby mamas, it's hard for them to see this kid on Christmas, and they can't even make time for their kids. How you gonna make time for kids, bitches, all of that, all in one? Like Valentine's Day, now you gotta buy 12 roses and go on 12 dates. You feel me? Because I want
why I
That's
said-
why
my
people
love
use
language. I guess
all
it
one
depends on
thing
your
all
love
the
language too. Because my love language is quality time and
You going on one day all together. Y'all all going together. Y'all
What
do
if they
everything.
I don't want that.
But that's
I want my
Saturn,
attention.
Saturn.
polygamy.
What if your
Then that's not a
girls-
Is that
polyamorous.
polygamy or polyamory?
We're not doing the Jones.
But what if they don't want to go on a date with all your other girls?
Can
What
I
if
say
they-
Then that's
They
not a
not- then they're
polyamorous
not my
relationship.
girlfriend.
Why
Say
not?
something?
Because it's all about consent.
There you
You don't
go.
think
That's
they should
a-
get their time
Polyamory, you should
Well,
date.
they can
you
have
go
time
on multiple
individually
dates with
with each
polyamory.
other and me all together.
See, that's
Especially if it's
fair.
Valentine's
Wait,
Day.
so
Alright,
y'all
if
do
it's
everything
But I
No,
together?
we
wanna
don't.
ask-
If it's Valentine's
You pay
Day,
all
though,
their
we're gonna
tab?
spend
You pay the whole
Valentine's Day
tab?
together.
Rico.
She be.
No, I want to know. You pay the whole tab?
So,
I've done. I have.
Thinking
I
of
ain't
Rico,
got a
you
cap.
Talking pimp
thinking
shit.
women, I know
Because
how
he said
women
I have,
cares?
not all.
Like,
Yeah.
I know how women think. So think of
He's
it
not a
like it's
pimp.
Valentine's Day.
I got
And
12
think of
girls
it
buying my
this.
dinner.
This girl, like, they love the other girls. They love this relationship. But say they like, I just want you want
No.
me for Valentine's.
absolutely not.
You wouldn't let that fly.
Well, here's the fun fact about me, y'all. I wanted to be monogamous a long time ago, and I tried it, and every time, it was just never enough. But I realized that at the same time, when you're giving, for some reason, when you're giving a lot, people want a lot. But when you're giving this single beam of energy, it is just not reciprocated when you have a
you
lot to
wouldn't
give.
give her her own Valentine's.
Because we're all together. Because why? Okay, so let's say if
feel.
there's
I like
four,
the flavor of
if
love.
we're having a dinner of
the flavor
four,
of
if we're having a
love.
dinner of four, and
I wanna
you
be New
swear to
York.
God sitting in the corner, and she like it's about me. Did we kick you out on Valentine's Day? Swear to God,
Energy, bitch.
you getting
Bye.
out on that? What?
We over
The
here
boot.
happy.
I feel like if they agree to that dynamic, it is cool. If you are that is cool. I just know that it's not for me, but
And
I
it's like
respect
if
it.
you,
No,
if you
I
have an
respect
attitude and you like fuck it
What
that
if
day,
the
it's
other
like
girl
you
got
could
the
be
Christmas
mad.
date? Like, what if the last bitch
Secret
got the
Santa.
I want to let
Surprise,
you
I'm
know
all
though.
y'all Santa.
I want to let you know though too though. You right though. It does get complicated. It get hella
'Cause I can
complicated.
imagine
A
wanting
lot of shit.
singular-
I'll be stressed over one nigga.
Because you got to remember, I was born low key poly, but a lot of people weren't. Even the women I talk to.
But I want to
weren't
ask you,
poly.
I just don't feel like there's no way. I can only imagine people wanting their singular times with you.
They do.
And I don't feel like there's no way when they want a singular
I
day
don't
with
talk
you,
to
be like,
them.
no. Like,
definitely do
You
that.
really don't give them
like I
what
said,
they need, that attention
But
they need?
if we're not together and like, because this is the thing, when that happens, if they're, put it like this, we can have time where we're together, yes, that is meaningful. There will be times where everybody won't be around, yes, but when you're like, I demand this time, when it's like
getting
we're having
possessive.
we're having a communal moment, right? We're having a communal moment, we all chilling. And you're like, motherfucker, get off the couch and come sit in the kitchen
It's
with me.
possessive.
It's like, unless we talking about some real ass shit, like, why are we?
I do.
Why? Whoa, what? in the
I got something
world?
important to tell you.
Like,
First of all, I got a paper cut today and I need
Can
you
I
to
just say
Second
this?
of all,
Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I say something?
Tommy want to talk and each
Go
of
ahead.
them talk. Who
Go
going
ahead.
first?
I was
Go-
gonna say, part of the problem is with humans, we're very possessive and very selfish, which I get. We're very selfish in human nature, but we have to understand that humans don't belong to us. I don't care what you've done for me as a man, as a woman, as my child. I do not belong to you. I don't belong to my mama. I don't belong to my daddy, and I
Yeah.
damn sure don't belong to nan nigga.
until we're married.
No, and I don't
Nor nan
belong
bitch.
to you.
Look at her. She ready to be owned. She ready to be a slave. She ready to be a slave.
I don't
Okay,
belong.
the next thing I'm gonna say after
I-
Egypt
can
talk
I
is gonna
finish?
piss Vari off.
Can I
I know it
finish?
is.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go
None
ahead.
of you motherfuckers made me. Not nan one of y'all. I don't even care about my mama.
There
You
you
didn't
go.
make me by yourself. You did not do that. You don't own me. Only the person who created me, which I don't give a fuck what you believe in, is a spirit that you can't see, is the only person that creates me. That's why I am in control of my own destiny, who I interact with, and how I respond. You don't own me. He don't own me.
Preach, preacher.
My mama don't own me, so you don't get to have possession over me and be like, well, I did this for you and I was there for you, so you owe me this. No, I don't. Whatever you did as a human in our relationship, you should have did out the kindness of your heart as a real bitch or a real nigga.
That's so
And if you asking for stuff
Period.
in return, it means it wasn't reciprocated. So all that ownership
Or genuine.
just tells me that nothing you did was genuine. You did it so you could own me. You did it so you could have a piece of me. And that's why I don't respect shit like that.
Tommy gonna have me going home. I'm gonna get on the bed. I'm gonna be
doing it
like,
for
this nigga
themselves.
don't own me.
Be like, listen
You
to
don't
me.
own me, nigga.
You ain't gonna do that.
But it's not a joke. It's serious.
Yeah, people do
Yes.
not own you.
Yeah, the thing that I had, this is a totally different subject now because that's true. It's like, you should be able to walk away when you're ready to walk away, and you should be okay like with doing whatever you agreed on doing at that time. So if you want to be in a polygamous relationship at that time, you feel like that's what you support at that time, then you change your mind, you could go, and it should be okay.
Yeah,
so I understand what you guys are saying.
I feel like that's the most important thing with people changing their mind and committing to what they changed their mind to. Is a lot of people regret how they used to feel and they regress. Because I've been with a lot of women who, like I said, weren't polyamorous or poly by default, but they enjoyed the poly experience, but they told me they didn't feel like they were enough. And it's like, so it's interesting because they'll be like, oh, I'm not enough, this is too much energy, or this is too much love. And it's like, I find that interesting because like people are so down on themselves that, I mean, even me with all the love in the world and I can commit to people still won't commit to me, even because I have so much to give. They're afraid of what I have to give and the fact that they have to commit and give this thing.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you said, like, a lot of us say, like, when we start bringing up multiples in relationship, like, that one person that you had was not enough. Maybe it's not that person wasn't enough. Maybe it's that you weren't enough for that person. Have y'all ever framed it like that? It's not that person wasn't enough.
I haven't.
That person could have been perfect.
If you were the right person.
I need more love. I need somebody else that can love me this way and love me this way and fuck
Facts.
me this way and cook me this
Facts.
way.
Yeah.
And it's
Speak that
not
shit.
you, because you are perfect.
How you
but
agreeing
I need
with her?
another
Because
perfect
I
bitch.
agree.
You don't give me
And
what I
another
need.
perfect
Because
bitch.
I agree.
Like, I'm
because
confused.
no, because look,
I'm confused.
the days that I feel real love, my food come out magnificent. When you wondering why shit ain't cooked up in here, nigga, I don't feel a loving motherfucking soda cook.
So on the other days that you don't feel real love, what do you think
It's burnt chicken.
going on?
You need to dig deeper.
There's
That's what I'm
other
saying.
love in
Delicious.
other places.
Let 'em
Other
know,
types
Shotzi.
of love other
That's
than
fine.
romantic.
The days
And
you
I'll be
feel real
real.
love is because they're
And
there
intimate.
that day.
Wait.
That's
No,
fine.
but
With
listen,
that real
that's
love.
what I'm saying.
But what somebody else does with their life, if that's hurting them. If he wants to be disloyal because he feels like because I ain't cooked chicken because that nigga's acting up, then that's on him and his spirit. That's on him and his spirit.
He gonna get chicken
That's on
somewhere.
his spirit.
In a
That ain't
perfect-
nothing
And
to
that
do with
bitch
me.
can't cook half as good
world,
as
God
me.
gonna bless me.
Her chicken is gummy.
In a perfect world,
Noriko?
that shouldn't be what just like
bitch
determines a relationship or how you feel or how you want your relationship to be in the future is from day to day. Like in a perfect world where people don't make mistakes, you shouldn't make like decisions off of day to day. You should have a goal set in mind, and if over time it doesn't work the way you want it or you feel like your needs aren't being met, then yes, you should go find something else that will meet your needs. If you keep on communicating your needs and they cannot be met by that specific person, then you should be able to say,
That's facts.
I'm cool, and that's all right.
Well, you know,
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
Well, were you gonna like? Cause I was kind of gonna change. Well, not change, but like go into
I was
like.
just gonna say, and I know we're just the people on this podcast, but just for y'all, the most important thing is for us to love each other, for you to love the old lady in the grocery store, the person next to you, even if they're shitty, love them. And we forget to do that because we get so caught up in our own emotions. And when we do bad, and when you think negatively, or when you even say, I can't love another bitch, I can't share my person, it's like, you still, you negate and you cut off and you block so much energy because you're saying what you can't do.
Yeah.
Saying what you're not gonna do, you're telling yourself what you're not gonna allow. So then it's like, all right, well, here's this shitty ass situation because you don't want to accept shit. And then people be like, why am I in this situation? It's like, because you won't accept the hard shit or the different shit. And the world, like we say, history repeats itself. It's like, this monogamy shit is definitely falling out the window very fast. And I'm telling you, them back in the day, people, before words and before all that other emotional
I guess I'm
jealousy
gonna be
shit,
alone.
everybody was teaming up and it took a village every time.
Before we close out this topic, I do want to get into on the board. It specifically says why Saturn thinks black women are opposed to polygamy. And I do want to get into races with this because a lot of times people think that white women or women that are non-black are more open to polygamy or polygamous relationships. And I want to know because we're a couch. We're a couch full of black
Boy.
women.
Because is it a black woman thing?
And what kind of race are the women that you're dating?
Not open to polygamy.
We're not attacking you. I do want to start by saying I understand why you would feel like black women are less open to it, because as a black woman myself, I personally, at this moment in my life right now, because I can't speak for any other moment in my life, if y'all see me in a polygamous relationship, don't say I never said I would do it. I wouldn't do it because I would. Anyway, I'm saying that like black women, I understand by wanting your own, so. But I feel like white women have less of that.
Can I say something? Wait, before we
You don't
ask
think
you
that's
this
true?
question.
You don't think white women have
Because
less?
I feel like on the other hand, there are a lot of black women that don't have that selfish ideology, that realize we're all working towards a common goal. And bitch, if we got the same nigga that do the same
Is the
thing
common
for
goal
us,
the same
what's
nigga? The
fucking
common nigga?
problem?
They all got the same nigga, low key.
Exactly, and if the nigga's doing the same shit for us,
Saturn, do you really feel like black women are less?
Wait. That's why I wanted to ask, is it a black woman thing?
He feels like it's a black woman thing.
Here's what's really important for me too, because it's like I don't discriminate, and I always try to incorporate all nationalities and all races because I don't discriminate. But the thing is, I've had women who are friends with the women that I'm with, African American women, and they'll literally tell them to their face, like, bring girls home, and they'll be like, I want to fuck him by myself, like I want him to myself, and they'll be like,
and you feel like that's a black woman thing.
well, hold on, and it's like it's happened multiple times though, and I'm like, okay, but in the past too, I'm polyamorous. I've been polyamorous. A lot of African American women I've been with are like, no, like they fuck with it for a minute, but it's not who they are. You know what I mean? And it may be the ones that I'm fucking with. I know there's other.
I say, get you an Ethiopian, a Nigerian.
Maybe they're not into your bitches.
So
She's right. She's right. She's
That's
100%. She's completely right.
I don't even know what you see in her.
She's 100% right too, right? So she has another friend, and it's crazy because they have all these friends, and like, yes, these African American women will make forward passes. Shorty even told me, she's like, yeah, I fuck with you, but I don't like to share. And it's like, well, like, I guess it's like, yeah, you must not like the women that I'm around because you don't want to associate yourself with them.
But are you thinking it's a black woman thing?
Well, they're the only women who are like completely opposed. They're like,
you think black women are completely? Because to me,
they
sound open. They sound open.
You
sound open.
American women.
That, you know what? I'm glad you emphasized
I wouldn't
that
mind
too.
being a
I'm glad
sister
you
wife
emphasized that
for a
too.
short period in my time.
Because to me, the women I'm hearing on this couch, they sound open. I'm not as open as women I'm hearing, but you're making it sound like black
from
women.
Out of the country, almost anywhere. It's a level of like, first of all, men in our country aren't men. Let's start there. Like you gonna settle with settling probably with some subpar ass nigga. I'm a gladiator ass nigga. I will kick your wall down and fuck your shit up. And most of these niggas just like to talk
y'all
about
bleed
that.
every month like us.
Yeah, they really do.
I have a question.
So,
So you're saying that polyamorous people can't have singular sex partners?
Whoa, wait.
Like you can't just have sex with one person.
Whoa.
Cause she's asking you to
At
have
a
sex with her
time?
by herself.
One person
and
at
you're
a
saying that
time?
it's a problem.
Well,
Because she's not even in the relationship.
Wait, I'm confused.
Where did we come from?
Because
You
no.
said that the black, no, it's
Wait,
not,
wait,
because you
wait.
said the black women that you try to have in your, you said they're not open to it because they be like saying that they don't want to share
Well, you know
whatever
what's
when they're
crazy?
having
Yeah.
sex.
Well, it's not
so
when
I'm
they're having
asking, you're not
sex.
into it.
Well, we associated a relationship one time, but it's kind of hard to have a relationship, and that's like it turned into a weird open relationship, right? Because it's like I'm dating you, but you're not really into my girl. You know what I mean? It's like I can't do.
They
that.
don't want to
Like,
have
I can't
sex with
commit.
your girl.
Well, it's not even about having sex. It's being communal. Like why me and you
The
have to go on a date
relationship.
by ourselves, and she can't come on it because you can't be communal.
Okay,
It's
well,
like-
how did you introduce them to each other? Because a
We
lot of times
literally
we've been through a lot of
can't-
things. We can't just have
But
random
did they
people
start?
around us.
You see that's the thing. Like when you
We
first
all met together.
when
fun
you
fact,
first
too. Yeah.
the first
So
time
it's
you
like-
ever met
Yeah.
the first time you ever met, you met with all the other
Yes.
girls that you were with.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so you didn't speak
no,
to
there
them
were no surprises.
or texted
There was
texted
no
her,
hidden agendas or
built
any
no
they
type
literally
of
talked it out
emotional.
amongst each other 1,000%.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
They actually had the conversation with each other. I actually sat and let them have the conversation because it's like I'm not gonna mediate.
But how did you
I'm not
meet?
gonna
Like-
push it. Well, we were at a party and we were all coagulating and conversating.
Oh,
and
I
we were
see.
enjoying
Okay.
ourselves. Yeah.
So it's not I met the girl on Instagram,
Oh, no.
and you're talking to her for like a week, and then you're
What?
like, and by the way,
What? No,
Or a cheating ass nigga. That's a cheating ass
polyamorous.
nigga or open relationship. That's
And I
not
need
what
you
he's
to
talking
meet
Well,
about.
all
how
my
do you know
girls.
multiple people aren't recruiting like that. Like you're saying that you recruit in person with all your girls.
Thank you. She keeps talking about
What is recruiting associate? What does the word recruit mean? Pull it up in the dictionary.
Recruiting means you looking for new hoes.
We're talking about definition.
When I think recruiting, I think pyramid scheme. I think hoe and pimp.
Can I say something?
I think
Maybe you should.
Can I say something?
Just finding a new addition.
I'm about to Google it.
Who is recruiting for relationships? Who's not organically meeting people?
You guys are just.
And that being the dynamic. Who's going out saying we need a new woman, we need a new man?
It says persuade
Let's look
someone
for
to
them.
do or assist in doing
That sounds
something.
predatory, like pimping, which is what we keep telling you. It's not the same
I could not persuade her to
thing.
like her, therefore there was no real relationship. So it's not
It's
like
not
I
coercion.
forced them onto each other. No, like she said.
So
I
them
don't wanna
girls
be
have
with
to
her.
be at least bisexual. They have
Okay.
to be
It's not
bisexual.
even
That's
that they
their
have to- Here's the
business.
thing: they have to. They
No,
don't
but
have to
what
be
I'm saying, in
bisexual.
order to be
They
in
just have
his
to enjoy
relationship,
each other and be able to be in each other's space and have fun with each other. Like it's not about them having sex with each other.
so they don't ever have to have sex
It's-
with each
as
other.
long
They
as can
enjoy
If they don't want
each
to.
other's
their
energy.
space and
They
we can
enjoy each
be
other's
in a
company.
communal energy.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
it
like
is.
being around
But
each
they
other.
could be like, I appreciate this relationship,
Absolutely.
but I really am only like sexually attracted to this man.
That's what she was saying.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
And you
All
said
right.
that wasn't flying with you.
Well, the reason why I didn't like that because I knew she was trying to be. She was trying to be. Oh, also, fun
See?
fact. Can I
He's
just say this too?
deflecting.
One time I
No,
was
he's not.
at her house, and this what really ended it. I'm not deflecting. And I was on her couch. We were taking a nap, and everything was kosher because we were in our little situation. And yes, there's always something bad, and I mean, this is just experience. I'm not saying this is a thing that happens with black women all the time, but yeah, another nigga knocks on the door who I didn't know about, and it's like, well, she's not being open and honest with me, and here she's mitigating
That's
my
not
relationship.
polyamorous.
That's
There you
different,
go.
and it's like,
But that could
so,
have been her ex.
That's not
it-
why is this nigga
polyamorous.
period. Why?
not our
Period.
relationship.
But
Her
I didn't
ex was
consent to that.
monogamous.
I didn't consent to
To an
that.
ex?
though.
Doesn't
I
matter
didn't
what the
consent
ex
to that.
was.
No.
Right, like
But I'm saying you didn't consent to an ex.
It's not her ex.
Motherfuckers
I
got
played.
exes.
I
Why
played
does it
kickball with
matter
that
if
nigga
it
2 weeks
was
ago.
her ex? She wasn't open.
Not kickball.
I played kickball with that nigga too.
I
And
love
he-
Shati right
You
now.
know the nigga.
and I know the
foul.
nigga, and the nigga, yes, it was one of those situations. Yeah,
That's
so it was
shady.
That's
no
just
indiscrepancies
real.
there. No
See,
indiscrepancies.
personal experience too. Like it could go any type of way.
Facts.
It doesn't mean that it's fact or anything.
I don't ever
I
stop
have another
trying.
question. So did your
I'll
other
stop
bitches
trying.
know you was taking a nap?
Yeah, 1,000%. I
They
literally
knew
went
you-
home after that, and I explained the whole situation, the conversation. And
They
then-
consented to it before the nap.
Polyamory
1,000%.
is, Rico. That's what
She
we're trying
she
to
literally
get you
sat
to
down and she sat down and
understand.
told them what she wanted from me and what she did not want from them, and we pursued on. And after that, I was on the couch taking a nap, and yes, this nigga knocked on the door, was
So
in
you
his
could-
feelings, and was upset that I was on the couch, and they went outside and talked about it for an hour, and I went home.
So you can take a nap with one bitch at a time.
But here's the
He
thing
said
though, I
that.
tried it.
Okay.
I've tried it, and I didn't enjoy it.
You said you have personal time with certain individuals.
Yeah, but
and
it's
then you
like
have
if we
your
were
group
all
time.
together, exactly.
Because he
period.
was saying he would sleep at the girl house while his other
He
bitches
said he
at
was
home,
taking a
so-
nap, Rico. You keep putting words in this man's mouth. A nap is
Yeah,
not the
but-
same as sleeping over at a
But
bitch house.
Yeah,
Just
I didn't-
because
I've
they're
never
all
slept over,
together
fuck
and
that,
they
too.
want to do the majority of things together, it doesn't mean that they're all gonna be able to be together at all times. Like they all got their own lives, and he could be with one girl because she's available at that time, but
They
all
go
the
out to
other
lunch
girls,
together.
all the other girls are totally okay with it. Like they totally
What
are
if we
fine
get
with it.
together without
It'll be
one?
like
I respect
it'll be
it.
like,
Y'all
hey
have
baby,
fun.
where you at? And it'll be like, oh, I'm at
So and so shit.
at Coco's house,
Right.
and,
You
gotta
and she'll
have
be like,
fun.
okay, well tell her I said hi.
Blocked.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not like she can't come over
It's
and have
just
a
not
drink
for
'cause
you.
they do that. They did
It's just
that.
not for
like
me.
they
There you
chill.
go.
I
feel you.
respect it
I
though. Like
respect
I'm
that.
gonna have friends that are people are polygamy. You tell me you're polyamorous, okay, that's cool. I'm good. I'm glad to know. I'm not gonna offend nobody, but it's just like there's nothing wrong with monogamy either, and I'm just monogamous. That's just what it is. I'm too jealous for it. I feel like anything that I lack, I need to learn from. If my man is communicating what he needs, I need to learn how to understand him. I need to learn how to cook. I need to learn how to
Or
clean.
you need a man that
But
better
that's why
understands
we
you.
all-
Vice versa,
don't
yeah. Vice versa.
Maybe you don't have to learn how to understand man. Maybe you don't have to understand what he needs.
also said
Maybe you
that.
need to find a man who understands what you need. Maybe you need to find a man who
Where them air
understands
horns at? Where them air
like,
horns
what do you
at?
mean? Like,
What the
no,
hell?
you don't have to
Yo,
always.
the sign is real sick.
Nope.
I understand as a Virgo. I understand
actually-
as a Virgo. I understand mutable signs because Virgos mute to the people we love. Like we learn how to.
signs.
Yes, we learn how to love them best. But you don't always have to mute to a person. Sometimes people just
You
aren't
don't
for
mess
you. your person. That's not your friend. That's not your nigga.
Are you
That's
listening?
That's not your
yes. That
relationship.
sometimes that's not even like your like. Sometimes even family. You're like we don't have to be as close as we have to be. Like we can just be family. Like sometimes people just are not for you. You don't always have to find like always.
You don't gotta
stress
force it.
You don't have to always stress yourself further and further and further to try to make yourself what they want.
Can I say something
There
on
are
that
people
too?
out there who are what you want and what they want.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
everybody has flaws.
You don't
What's
gotta
really
accept
important
shit.
about that though is because it's like fun fact about what's written there is like, so I'm a brown man, and a lot of people, especially some brown women, are like, you should be with brown women because you're brown, and if you're gonna be poly, you should be with brown women, and it's like, okay, well I've tried, I'll continue trying, and when one is like, cool, I fuck with that, and she fuck with it, that's cool. But the pressure comes from a lot of women finding out that I'm poly, and they're like, okay, so why are the women you're with not brown? And it's like, well, some of them have been. And it's like, shit didn't work out, though, because there's no consistency. There's no glue to that situation.
So your problem is not that you don't date brown women. It's that a lot of brown women
Are into the poly life.
They don't. Yeah, they're not into the same lifestyle as you. And maybe women of other races are. Again, a cultural thing. But that doesn't have to do with the black woman. That has to do with our cultural background.
But my thing is, how is it cultural? Because these white people been over in America, been doing the monogamous shit. They the one who taught us this shit, but they're the ones with him.
Black people have black people in America have different culture than Mexican Americans have, than
Right.
Native Americans have,
Right.
than white people Americans have. So what's the question?
When
We all have
when
different
have white
cultures.
people been
You
known
gotta-
other than?
Nah, you
when-
gotta dig
No, my
deeper
thing.
because that's a black
Oh,
woman.
wait, let him finish his statement because I got an answer for you. I got
Okay,
an answer.
okay. When have white people been known other than the Mormons and shit like that to have these multiple wives that we know about, other than like the monarchies and the shit like that? For the most part, white people have been doing this monogamous shit. They're the one who taught us this. So
Yes, monogamy. I don't know
monogamy,
about
right.
white people in polygamous relationships.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, because he's
I
with
don't know
white
that.
girls, and we saying that it's a cultural thing. But how is it a cultural thing for them if it wasn't for them?
Look at all the white and Hispanic women who want to be like black women. That'll answer your question.
And there's probably
So
more
they
white
just
women.
want
The
to be
white
with the
and
black
Hispanic
man no matter
women-
what.
Absolutely.
So they would just.
Why do you think white and Hispanic women will put up with half the shit the black woman won't? Because they feel privileged to have a piece of the black man, to have a bite of the black man. It's a fetish.
I
And
hear
y'all
you.
can deny it whether or not it's okay.
No, I'm listening.
When
But y'all don't know
non-black
for real,
men
yeah.
want me to, I acknowledge that it's a fetish. You don't love me because of who I am.
Oh, that's a
it's
fact.
because you want a piece of a black woman. And I have enough sense as a black American to realize that. And I think it's the same thing with white and Hispanic women because I went to school with them. I've been in spaces with them. And they fetishize black women. Black men. They don't respect black men. They don't necessarily honor black men. And they damn sure ain't going to get a privilege up for a black man.
Yeah, but
No,
the
you
thing
speaking
is,
truths.
it's like I don't feel like relationships are digging that deep. Like thinking
Sadly.
about your no, but look, listen, they're not digging that deep in their ancestry. Like black women, like okay, somebody just asked me recently, who's the most hated person, a black man or a black woman?
You should have answered the black
The
woman.
black woman.
And it's the black woman. She's gone through so much in her life from the time that she was born.
Preach, preacher.
You know what I'm
Before she was
saying?
born.
Just from the color before she was, but because of the color of her skin and her being a vulnerable woman, she's gone through so much in her life. So she is going to want like
More.
Like but it's like, you know how they say black men should protect their black queens. You know, they need to start learning to protect their black queens instead of hating them or treating them. But that's what they've learned, like, is all the hate. They've been treated so bad where it's like, fuck, I want a man to love me, just me, you know?
City Girl
I
Talk.
get that.
And I
played.
brought that up that black women have been disenfranchised
Yeah.
and stomped on for so long that it's like, damn, we finally got women that's looking like us, standing up for us, telling
Yeah.
us to go get something from this world. And then as soon as we do that, it's like men of every race are like, no, y'all are hoes, y'all are sluts, y'all are this, y'all are that. And it's like
Yeah.
always trying to demean the black woman.
And that's
I
why
brought that up.
every time I see a black woman, I'm just like, girl, you beautiful, you know? And it might seem like Like, this bitch is just trying to be like this white bitch. And that's the hard because, like, I'm mixed. But I pick my black side over my white side every time. And that's probably not right because I should pick my white side too.
You don't have a choice.
I know the struggle.
You don't have a choice because of the way you look.
Yeah, but it's like I picked the black side because they need that. They need more love.
That's another thing.
Your privilege
I do want to say that.
Disenfranchise people, and that's exactly
that's
what
powerful.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say about what Vari said, because he said she can't help it the way you look. It's not just about the where you look, it's where you come from and how you're raised. Because like I'm mixed, but did I sit at lunch with Filipinos? Was there Filipinos in Compton down the street? You feel me? So you can't sit like, and I hate when people try to like take away my blackness or delete my blackness because I have curly hair because they don't know where I've been through. I've probably been in more black neighborhoods than you.
Listen.
So it's like, you know, so you can't say the way somebody look, they have no choice. Sometimes it's where they come from, their demographics, their environment.
When the police look at her, they see a black person.
But there's still curly hair, so you don't know.
They see a black person. They all have curly. All of y'all have curly hair.
But it could be who you. Okay, for example, I could be light skinned, right? But if I'm with other black people, I'm gonna be treated the same. So you can't say
that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like your curly hair has nothing to do.
Hey,
with
look, I'm looking at the TV with my face in there, and my shit is glowing. I'm so white. So a lot of people call me that white bitch or that white, you know. But I am black. I am a black woman, and I am also white.
Yes,
I am mixed. My father is black. You know, like he is very, very black, and my mom is white. So it's like you can't like I was treated like a white girl all my life, but I show so much love to the black community. Like I love them. You know,
I have a coworker
I love my people.
who I work with, and she's Spanish and black, but like Afro-Latina and black. And she always just like this to me because she's like, you know, like I love your skin, like I love you. She was like, and I always feel like so insecure. She always tells me the most insecure people on this planet are biracial or mixed people
because of how
you don't feel like you fit in anywhere. I'm too black for that side. I'm too Mexican or I'm too white for this
Exactly,
side.
that's what I meant by being treated. Like I'll try to like hang out with like the black community because that's where I resonate with. But then it's like they're the ones pointing me out. Versus like
black, and I will say,
and then it's
let me just say this: a lot of light-skinned women in the black community, because we talk about colorism, and they like to say, "Well, oh, the black community picked on me too." Well, it's like, welcome to the black community. Just as much as
that's why I know how to roast.
Listen, just as much as you got chastised for your light skin, your curly hair, you think you better than everybody, a woman who was darker than me got chastised 10 times worse. So that's why we try to bring that conversation up. They're like, well, wait, we got discriminated against too. And we're like, we're not saying you didn't get discriminated against. It's on a different level.
Imagine though,
and that's what you need to be
racism in your own family dynamics that you were born into. Like I'm literally like I'm that for sure.
I just seen somebody on my page.
No, but it's different when I'm pulling up to support my grandma, and they're looking at me like, who invited these niggas?
We off on a tangent.
But that's what I'm saying. Some of us have non-black sides too that you wouldn't know about. And when we go see our Spanish side of the family, you wouldn't look at us and be like, "Oh, you deal with the same shit I deal with," because you got Afro-Latinas on your side.
People who aren't
you
black,
know?
Yeah,
They the same kind of racist as the Asians.
The premise of this too is it's just like and not to discredit our black women because I love our black women and they're amazing. Y'all are all amazing, and that's the point here. And it's like. But when it comes down to being polygamous, right, and polyamorous, now I understand, like, with the love part, I know there's a wounded aspect, I get that, but where does that make you incapable of accepting so much love? You know what I mean? Like, because there's so much love to be given. And I'm just one man, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. Niggas ain't shit. Every last fucking single one of those motherfuckers.
I have a
if I
question.
could eradicate those niggas, I would. I'm so sorry.
That has to do with trauma bonds.
It is 1,000%.
I have one last question.
The woman has not given herself, like she said, a time to heal in order for her to be open to those other situations. She's been trauma bonded from the time that she was, you know, a teenager.
From her daddy, from the daddy that abandoned
her. Okay, so my question was, so what makes you think that you have enough love to give multiple women that one woman can't get that same love for one man alone? Like, why do you feel like you have enough love to like reciprocate that energy into multiple women, but we can't find that much love in one man in a monogamous relationship?
Well, that's super obvious. I'm very focused on my spiritual, and I think of the world more than a lot of people think of the world. I think of the earth more than people think of the earth. I think about everybody on the planet more than people think about everybody on the planet. I put my heart into a lot of shit that people don't put their heart into.
You can speak for all people.
So that I can say that.
So,
But for real though, I'm speaking in like the way where it's like when I wake up in the morning or like every day and every second I see people, I find beauty in like almost every fucking thing, and I really emphasize my whole life on that. Because I come from crazy ass shit. And I see a lot of people say they struggling, but it's like, I come from crazy ass shit. Don't need to emphasize that. And it's like, even those people that I grew up with in that crazy ass shit, I see them be wounded, and nobody ever want to learn how to just love. People go through painful shit, and they want to feel that painful shit. They want to wallow in that shit, and they want to believe in that shit.
And then put that hurt onto somebody else instead of healing it.
This is some kind of crazy ass generational
but
American trauma. But hold on, I'm gonna get to you. And then this is why I get so deep, and I'm not polyamorous, I'm not polygamous, I'm polydominant, because I don't trust people, because I know what people are capable of. And a lot of people go through a lot of hard shit, and I know there's a lot of bad people, and I know that I'm capable of this little flesh suit, so I know that if I don't do no wrong and I can help people, I can have more love than a lot of people. I'm waiting for a nigga to beat me. Where is that nigga who's better than me? Find him. Bring him to me.
Yeah,
and I'll shake that nigga's hand
you
happily.
Might be
hug that nigga. I might kiss
it.
that nigga on the forehead. I promise you.
You might be capable of it though, but it's not your job to try to heal somebody into being accepting of it.
It's not a woman's job either.
It's not your job.
That's not our job as women. And that's
not
why
your job.
he said it was a personal thing for him. Like,
Yeah.
these are my personal experiences. But I feel like
but
as
I feel
women,
like the
hold
question
on,
was
hold on.
already answered.
Yes, he did. He explained it. You said, why do you
feel
to that
like
ideology? And he just
No, I
answered it.
said, why do you feel like your love is enough to love multiple women, but I can't be with one man who has one woman, and his love can't be enough for just
I was
me.
gonna say I didn't.
But you have enough love for
I
12
guess I
people.
can't say you
He can't answer for you.
I said you can try. I told you if you
But he
find
said
that
something
nigga,
like that.
if you find that nigga, you can bring him
Did
to
you
me, and
say
I can.
something like that?
I didn't know that
Women
you
aren't
said.
capable of loving multiple men at the
Well,
same time.
He
I
said
never
something
said-
because when I
she
said
said
what you
she-
said something about monogamy, about why would you settle for one type of love when you can have multiple types of love? But you're
I was
the
using an
only
example.
man.
I was using
but
an
you're the only
example.
man in the dynamic. So I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying how can I offer? Is that what you're asking?
telling me that I can't get love from a monogamous
Well,
relationship.
you're monogamous, so
Can I
you
say
can get
something?
love. Yeah, you can say that.
Love and partnerships are two different things. You can get a multitude of loves from one partner or a multitude of partners with one form of love. There's agape love, there's friendship love, there's unconditional love. There are so many different forms of love that we as humans have to get in.
I understand what she's saying though. Hold on.
Please ask
Sorry.
accurately.
I was
I
gonna
do.
say,
No,
wait,
I
let me
do
just finish this
understand.
because I get what Noriko is saying. Like, why can men have different forms of love, but as women, we're expected to be like the total package, kind of.
Well, that, and also he's saying that monogamy shouldn't be enough, but he thinks he's enough, and he's the only male dynamic.
For him, he's
But
talking for
Noriko,
himself.
he just said
He's
he
not talking
was-
for the world. He's not talking for
Noriko,
all men.
Can I say something? He reiterated over and over again that he is not in a monogamous relationship. Yes or no?
No, I understand that part.
So then you can't say he's only with one person because he's not.
No. I understand what she's saying. She's saying he basically has said that why can't we accept all this love? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we be open to all this love from all these people? But he has set
Different boundaries
He
for the
set
love he
his
can give.
boundary for the love that he's willing to have in his. You know what I'm saying? So
I
the
get that.
boundary is I'm a polydominant. So therefore, I am happy that we are all giving each other love, but I don't want no other men to give us all the love too in the same.
So
you
let
know
me
what I'm
play
saying?
devil's advocate. As women, y'all don't have different men for different responsibilities at
Right.
any point in your life. You never had a man for this, a man for that, a man I'll call for this, and a man for that. You had one nigga that did everything, or did you have different men giving you different forms of love? Yes or no?
I never really experienced
Sure.
You have, I have, and a lot of
Sure,
other women
they all
have.
got their own
You have
job.
a man for this, a man for that, because they know how to love you in different types of
Right.
ways, which is the exact same things that he's
Right.
saying. Women know how to love him in different
But
ways.
he's
He's
saying
not.
his
Wait,
women can't
I'm
find
not
that.
done. He's not saying his women don't know how to do that. You didn't listen to him. He keeps saying I'm in a poly relationship. just because he's not telling you the different men that the women that he's intimate with or sleeping with, that doesn't mean that they aren't having other relationships.
Absolutely.
It means it's not your business.
Okay.
Absolutely, there's been men
Women are.
who give you more. Multiple men can give you what you need. Like, I don't understand.
But that's not consented, though. It's not like a polyamorous
But a lot of times,
situation.
I don't understand
If
why
I
women
know-
think it's okay for a man to have multiple women giving him what they need. What makes y'all think that?
'Cause
you
I'm
don't
not
need
finna
multiple
do it.
women?
No, my argument was the opposite. He thinks that he has enough love to give 12 bitches, but he's saying that.
might.
Okay, but he's
If I say, Shanti, I want to
listen, Shati, the question is, I asked him, I said, what makes you feel like you have enough love
But I
to
was
give?
talking about the multiple men.
You just walked in the room. Listen, my question for him was that, how does he have enough love to give 12 bitches, but you're going to tell somebody in a monogamous relationship that's not enough love? So I can't get enough love from one man with me having the only this man's only attention. I can't get enough love in my monogamous relationship from this man, but you as one man can have enough love to give 12 people. That doesn't make sense.
Let me. Well, here. You know, no, I'm
No,
about to
but
tell
you're
her.
not
Listen,
listening.
hold on.
Y'all
No,
not
I hear her.
listening.
I hear her. No, hold on.
Heard every word
I
you
hear
said.
you. I hear you, and it's like I put that much work and I put that much effort in. Like, and the reality is, it's like it's a sad
I
reality.
get you what
No,
you're talking,
peep
but I'm
though,
saying, how
peep though.
can me as a monogamous person
as a
not
monogamous
receive as
woman
much?
get that from somebody else? You mean?
How can me as a
can you
monogamous
as a monogamous
relationship
woman get that from
how can you
another
tell me
man?
that I'm not getting enough love from one monogamous dynamic from
Are
one
you?
man?
Are you?
Are you?
I don't know, but I'm just saying about in this relationship.
what the fuck you get
But
Hey, this is the You Know What It Is podcast,
but
man.
we're not talking about my personal dynamic. We're not
Somebody
talking
press
about
that
my
button. Shotzi,
relationship.
press that
I wanna
button.
spit some
I'm
real
talking
shit,
about
though. Hold on, hold on.
monogamy.
Monogamy.
Okay.
Here's the shit.
We're not
With
talking.
monogamy.
Take polygamy out of it.
Here's
What
the
makes
thing.
you think that a woman cannot get enough love from one man in a monogamous relationship,
Listen,
but you
a
have the power to
woman-
give
a woman
multiple
will get-
women
a woman
the
will
same
get
amount of
from a
love?
man-
That makes no sense.
A woman will get from a man what she takes from a man and accepts from a
What
man.
she-
Period. So
takes or
if multiple
accepts?
women are like, if multiple, yeah,
accepts.
if multiple women are like, I fuck with this nigga's energy and
take
yeah,
all
we gonna
his
take
shit.
all his shit as much as he can give, then that's their choice, right?
At least
if a
only
man,
that
nigga got it to
if
give.
one man is giving you a quarter
bare-
of his energy and like
Less than
I
the
said,
bare minimum.
like I said, I'm a man.
What
I'm in
makes you think
control.
he can't be giving the world? Though, like you guys are all.
He could.
But is he though?
Why would
He could be giving the world, nigga.
is he?
Okay, then what? What if
You saying
it
what
was
if, what
you
if,
with
what
a
if?
monogamous version?
Rico, you have to let him
It's no
finish
monogamous
his point.
version.
on,
telling
man.
you that.
Yes, let him finish his point so we can hear.
Because he's the best thing on earth, so I'm asking.
No, that's not what he
That's a Capricorn
said.
thing.
You keep putting words in his
And you are
mouth.
the fucking best shit on earth. You better act like you know
He told
the
y'all
fucking
when
goal.
When's his
Bitches better
birthday?
get in line.
Yo, Vari.
Hey, listen. All I'm saying. Let me say something, and we're gonna end this. Noriko, you have to understand that he's not saying that he's the best thing since sliced bread. He's saying that in his relationship, in the way that he has set it up, in the way that he communicates, this is what works for him. And in your whatever the fuck you got going on that you don't even know, you can't say that him giving 12
my
bitches
God.
or whatever you're saying isn't enough when you don't even know what you're getting from one.
I just
So at the
want
end of the day, if
one
he's able to
man
explain
give me
it,
all of
then
that shit, and I ain't gotta
you
share with
want.
no
That's what you
motherfucking
want.
body.
But this man is
That's what
able
I'ma
to
get.
listen.
The fuck?
This man is able to explain how he's able to divide his
not
love up,
listening to him.
or
You're literally ignoring
No, I'm
everything.
listening to him.
No, you're not, because he said
no,
he's.
y'all not listening.
It's 501.
Y'all are not listening.
Noriko,
He
you're
said that
ignoring
you cannot achieve that in monogamy. I'm asking what
He
makes
never said that. He never said that.
Yes, he did.
No, he
Bro,
didn't.
Yes, he did.
Noriko,
She wants him to say that.
You will get what you.
We gonna run it back. I'm gonna get the clip.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
and
you
I'ma-
get
You
what
gonna
you
look dumb as
accept.
hell.
He never said that, Noriko. That's how you interpret.
He said, "I don't understand how in monogamy or like how you can accept." He was like, well, they need to be open to
Noriko,
accepting
that's
multiple types of
how
love.
you interpreted it. That's not the words that came out of his mouth. Can you acknowledge that there's a difference in what he said and what you interpreted?
So you can't achieve that love in monogamy.
No, that's not what I asked
I'm
you.
asking.
No, answer my question.
Just listen.
Just so we can acknowledge the fact that he said one thing and maybe you misinterpreted it another way. Sometimes it happens with Vari, sometimes it happens with me, like
That's a
it
fact.
happens with all of us. We misinterpret shit that the other person
But you also have to be
said.
open to listen to what they actually said.
Which is why I said you misinterpreted it. Because if
Okay.
you listen, Noriko, you keep cutting me off, you cutting him off. If you listen, you can understand what he's saying. internalize it and understand and process it instead of being so quick just to respond and antagonize what he's saying.
But I'm hearing what he said.
And here you go, snapping off. You're not listening. You're not processing anything. You keep listening to respond.
So let me understand. So you are saying that I can achieve the love that you're giving multiple women in a monogamous relationship from one man?
Yes.
I didn't say anything about
I'm asking
nothing.
him. I'm asking him.
But we were having a
'Cause that's-
conversation.
I know, but
I just want to answer her question too. I want to answer her
Which is
question.
why I said, listen.
Just let him answer.
You can get as much love from anyone you want as long as you're willing to accept that as their terms and conditions. Whatever you're willing to accept,
You can do
and
better,
you call
is what
is
they're saying.
So your way is not the only way.
100%.
Period.
Exactly.
There we go.
That's all he's saying. He's saying you can get these loves from a single person, but in his situation,
His love.
he would like to share his love, and these women would like to share his love as well with
And-
each other, though.
With consent.
With each other.
And-
So that's the whole thing. It's a circle. It
And
ain't going outside.
And also, what everyone's saying is you can have more. If you want more than that in a monogamous, if you want more than that in a monogamous,
In a monogamous.
I'll try one more time. If you want more than that in a monogamous man, in a monogamous relationship, you can have that. Like, he wants multiple people serving all the needs that he wants to be fulfilled. But if you want that in a monogamous man and you want all that love, you can. It's possible. That's just what he prefers. And
But all he's saying is that
it's possible, though.
all he's
You can
saying is
have that.
You don't
You
have
don't
to
have to
close.
settle.
You don't gotta close your mind to the possibility either. Be open to it.
You don't have to settle.
You don't have to accept it though if you don't want it. And that's one word.
What
he
he's
said,
saying, you can take exactly what
doesn't-
you
don't
want.
gotta
You just have
accept
to
it.
know what you want.
Just be open to it because you never know the blessings that you might be blocking if you know.
That's a beautiful way.
That's
to
a
interpret
that's a
what I'm
perfect
saying?
way to sum
Being
this
so
up.
close-minded
Li-
about that relationship.
And
Listen.
knowing what you want, you can have what you want. As long as you know you want, you can have that. Every
That's
single
the most
person on this
important
couch,
thing,
Yep.
yes.
you can have that if you know what you want and believe in what you want and don't think it's impossible. You can have what you want. Don't settle for what you have.
There you go.
Magnificent.
At the end of the day, Shati summed it up perfectly. I want to thank everybody on the couch that came through to have
Unless
this
you're
discussion.
happy.
This discussion was fucking amazing.
Yes.
Y'all did a great
Unless you're
job.
happy.
Snaps for
Unless you're
y'all.
happy.
This episode will be coming out on Valentine's Day, so couples, get ready. I want to thank you guys one more time. Let
appreciate you,
everybody on the
Javari. You know
couch,
what it
let
is,
the people know where they can find you at, and then Shati press that button.
Oh, they're too tight.
Wait. I need you to tell the people where to find you at.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram. It's funny, I'm Polydoma. I just changed that shit too for that reason. Yeah, PolyDoma. It's very nice.
Thank you for
It was
coming.
Wait, the other guest, the other guest, the other guest, the other guest.
Nice to learn from this situation.